on Sunday, February 17th, 2019, we have the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And we got 2 chamber matches. How many title matches do we have? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 title matches and 1 no disqualification match. And I'm going to quickly run down my predictions of who I think is going to win each match. And I'll give my little theory on what I think will happen between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. I just gave it away a little bit, but past the Elimination Chamber. So we're going to start with the pre-show match. We got Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa. I think Buddy Murphy's going to retain. I think he's going to be champ, at least until WrestleMania. And right now, I just don't see anyone being a contender to his title. But I'm sure if they find a contender for WrestleMania, they're going to steal the show. Maybe he'll drop it at Mania. And then I think Buddy Murphy will get promoted to either Raw or SmackDown during the Superstar Shakeup. Because Buddy Murphy's just too good for the division. He still is WWE's best kept secret. Out of all the shows, 205 Live is probably the least watched. Buddy Murphy is truly WWE's best kept secret. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. And I just want him to... he needs to get out in front of more of an audience for on a Raw or SmackDown. I'm telling you. He's going to kill it. He's going to kill it when he gets to Raw or SmackDown. That's all I really got to say about Murphy. He's just going to kill it. And then we got Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in the only non-title match on the show, from the looks of it. I'm just going to double check. Women's tag, SmackDown tag, WWE Cruiserweight Women's Intercontinental. Yeah. The only non-title match on the show with no titles involved. Not even saying non-title match makes it sound like one of the competitors is the champion, but we know they're not. But I think Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. I think Braun Strowman's going to win. I think it's just a gateway for Braun Strowman to win. Hopefully, maybe Drew McIntyre will get involved and help Corbin out. But ultimately, I think Braun Strowman's going to pick up the victory. And then we got Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush versus Finn Balor in a handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, Finn Balor can win the title by either pinning Lashley or Rush, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I think he's going to pin Rush, though, so it'll set up a rematch between Lashley and Balor at Fastlane, where I think Balor will retain there as well. So it'll send Balor heading into WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion. He'll have hopefully a high-stakes opponent to where he can bring out the Demon. Just kind of like maybe they'll finally have Demon versus Sister Abigail. I would not want that to happen, actually, but it's there. It's an option. But got Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott for the Raw Women's title with Charlotte Flair at ringside. I think this one is pretty obvious. Gonna have Ronda Rousey go over. Charlotte's probably going to get involved, and maybe we'll have a Ruby Riott win by like disqualification or something. So she'll no, that'll be Ronda Rousey's first loss unless they're behind that with the tag team loss Ronda had. I'm not sure. Either way, Ronda Rousey's going to walk out of there as champion. Then we have Team McMiz versus the Usos. I think the Usos are going to regain the SmackDown tag team titles. I think they're going to be 6-time tag team champs, and it's going to be the start of this dissension between The Miz and Shane McMahon, to where it'll hopefully have a blow-off match at Fastlane, because I don't want to see that match at WrestleMania. I know we got to get Shane on the card, because WWE, it's what they do. But It's really all I gotta say. It'll be the start of the dissension between Shane and Miz. And to be honest, if Shane and Miz do win the match, then I'm going to be thoroughly surprised. So I'm going to go with the women's tag titles before the WWE so I can talk about my theory after. So we have Nia Jax and Tamina versus the Riot Squad versus Fire and Desire versus the Iconics versus Naomi and Carmella versus the Boss and Hug Connection inside the Elimination Chamber for the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, we know Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville and Sasha and Bayley are starting this match with everyone else in the pod. And I think the Iconics are going to go over. That's just personal bias. Gotta love the Iconics. Billy Kay, Peyton Rice, great people. Great people. I don't know. Just whenever they're on my TV, they're great. And I think they're like the one true tag team in this whole entire match. Yes, the Riot Squad have been together for well over a year. We got Nia Jax and Tamina. They're both of the Samoan heritage. So that's why they're put together. We got Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, best friends since their time at Tough Enough in 2015, I think it was. Sasha and Bayley, they're on and off again friendship. And we got Naomi and Carmella, the throw-in team, because SmackDown doesn't have any more teams. But as the video packages for all the teams played on Raw and SmackDown, the Iconics have been working and dreaming for this opportunity to become tag team champions for 14 years. Can any of these other people say that? No. So, my pick to win the inaugural Women's Tag Team Championships would be the Iconics. And if that so does happen, I think I might have to buy one of the replica belts whenever they come out and have Billy and Peyton sign it just as the first champs. It'll be a great piece of history and memorabilia in my collection. And I just really want to see it happen. So, in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship, we have Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton versus Samoa Joe versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Wasn't sure if I said that in the beginning, so I'm just reiterating it if I did. So, we know Randy Orton's coming in last. And we don't know what the other order is. So I'm going to run down what I think the order of elimination is. I didn't do it for the last match, but I don't have theories for that one after the fact. So I think I'm going to write this down so I don't forget, see how close I was. I think first eliminated will be Jeff Hardy, because he's the most expendable in this match. And then I think we're going to have who? Orton doesn't come out to the end, so it'll be later. I think we'll have Samoa Joe get eliminated second because he gets overconfident sometimes, and I think it's just going to cost him early. Then I think we'll have AJ Styles get eliminated. Then Randy Orton. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip-flop those two. Put Randy Orton third, so we'll have a final four in the match. So Randy Orton third. Then we'll do AJ Styles, so we can have a little bit of a Styles-Bryan switch off from just their history. And then, so that the final three will be Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and Kofi Kingston, where we'll say Daniel Bryan pins AJ Styles or makes him tap. So that gives us a final two of Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, to where I think they're just going to go at it for a while before Kofi Kingston ends up losing the match. But here's where my little bit of theory comes into play. I think Kofi Kingston's going to put on such a performance because, honestly, I could see that ending happening even if Kofi starts off at number 1 or 2 just to pull off another Iron Man performance just like he did on SmackDown, to where the following SmackDown after the Chamber, after Daniel Bryan beats Kofi, we can have Kofi in the New Day lobby to have Kofi get a one-on-one shot with Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, because Kofi Kingston did beat Daniel Bryan clean on SmackDown in the first match of the Gauntlet. So it's not like Daniel Bryan had already gone through 2 matches, and it's not like Kofi Kingston had gone through 2 matches. It was the first match of the Gauntlet. Kofi Kingston won. And yeah, I want to see a WWE Championship match between Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston at Fastlane. Eric Rowan, well, they're just Rowan now, and the New Day barred from ringside. And we could also potentially see a Luke Harper join Daniel Bryan at Elimination Chamber. If Rowan gets involved, who knows? We might just add another member to Daniel Bryan's cult vegan following. But we'll find out what actually happens. But my overall pick for the Elimination Chamber match is Daniel Bryan going over everybody.